working for. I wasn't trying to be on the show. I was trying to work behind the scenes.
So how did that fall into place? You were trying to work behind the scenes, casting work. How did it just fall into place where you auditioned, you're in front of the camera?
I'm there being interviewed, and if you know what a casting assistant is, it's basically get coffee, make copies, type this business letter, that kind of thing. When I walked into the room, let me start over. Everything possible that you do wrong in an interview, I did. It was 116 degrees. I'm driving a 1989 steel blue Dodge Omni with no AC. This is back in the day where you had to be in a suit. I'm talking three-piece suit, damn near with the ruffles. I'm going into this interview. I'm getting this job, yo. This is like my 50-something interview, and I was not hired for anything. Now, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, am I not being hired because I'm not qualified? Am I not well-spoken? Do I not look the part? Didn't want to say it, but am I not getting this job because I'm black? This has happened to me so many times. And when you're from a situation that I was from, I knew people of power all over the place. I've been a standout person in my community since grade school. Like, that's a long time. And so I was at the point in my life where I wasn't suicidal, but I understood when people got to that point and why they got there. And when I was sitting there, like, I'm doing everything society told me to do. Where else can I go? Then I started thinking, wait, I got to step up on everybody else. I know all these people and they're not helping me. There's something in this equation that I got to push through with. And so I got into this interview, and there's 5 people interviewing me for this business. It's kind of like, what are you talking about? 5 people? It's very intimidating. They start talking. I start talking. She's like, well, I'm going to have you type this business letter first. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. Pull out my 2 typing fingers so I can go peck away. I go down the hall into the other room and I peck away and I get it done. Look at my watch. It's been like 30-something minutes. I'm like, damn, this should have been done a while ago. I couldn't figure out how to make the computer print. And this is early on. This is in 96. And so this lady's walking in the hallway and I said, hey, I'm sorry, but you have one option. Come in here and help me. It's in there. Just make this thing print. She comes in and goes, oh, boop. And starts printing. I was like, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Whatever. We exchanged phone numbers. She took off. And so I patted myself down because I sweat a lot in this 3-piece suit. And I had to go back into the room. I get back. It's about 40, 45 minutes later. I walk up and she's like, they're talking and laughing. I was like, shit. She's like, oh, we thought you left. Let me see what you typed up and give me your resume too, I guess. I guess? She said, I guess. That means like, no, you're not getting the job, basically, to me. I'm like, I go over, I sit down, hand her the paper. She starts looking at it. And I reach into my bag. And at this point, I'm so desperate. I have 3 resumes. One geared toward what I've done, which was just work with kids. One geared toward my degree and kind of what I want to do in communications. And the other was a list of 250 things that I would do for work. And I didn't even look at it. When she said anyways, I just grabbed one and handed it to her. And the one she got happened to talk about me working with kids and my desire to work with kids. And as you know, East Boston Social Center on the Real World, they were working with kids. Mm-hmm. So she was like, rest her soul, Mary Ellis Bunham, she passed.
Yes, she did.
But she was just like, tell me about yourself. And I was like, oh, I played ball in Hawaii. It was a dream. I'm the first in my family to graduate college. It's amazing. And she's like, no. I want to know about you. And I was like, well, shit. Okay. I've been on my own since 10th grade. I moved out of the house. The hood was too much. Had to move back to Santa Monica. I've been doing it all by myself. And she's like, okay. She goes, Syrus, I want to know about you. And I said, damn, I done gave her a lot already. And it clicked in my head like, my story is so big, the world needs to know this. Almost had a breakdown. I just regurgitated everything. I took them back to the day I was born, which back in the day, you had a black hearse and a white hearse. The black hearse was for funerals. The white hearse was for the hospital. And we were at church, Mom's was, and she went into labor. And the white one was being used. They put me in the black one, and we're driving down the road, and we gave out of gas on a dirt road. And my grandma says I popped out like a bottle of champagne right away. And they laid me on the ground. As you can see, the head is pretty flat in the back.
Oh,
so they laid me on the back while the cars went by and everything. My dad passes out. They flagged down a Pinto going down a dirt road. 5 of us squish into this Pinto. I'm still on the court, and they drive us to the hospital. I get there. They think I'm going to die. They freak out at seeing me. They cut the cord in the parking lot and run me in. And so I started my story there. 3.5 hours later, I brought them all the way up to date. I watched them laugh. I watched them cry. And they were like, you know what? You should go on the show. Well, first you said you're not getting the job. And I was like, fuck. And I got up. And I was like, damn, I just cursed in the room with all these people like this. And I start walking out. She goes in tears. She's like, no. We want you to be on the show. And I was like, can I get paid? And they all started laughing. So then I came back over and sat down, and it just, one thing went to another. So at this point in time, I'm here to say to you guys, I vowed after that moment that whenever people wanted to know my story and or know about me, that I would give them all of me. And I leave me all over the world through lectures and talks with some people that come to see me, some fans, some not. But I made it a point to make sure that I share my story because I think it's very therapeutic to share a part of yourself with everyone. And so that's kind of what I do on the regular. When I say reality, the first Black reality star, I'm saying that because I truly believe I am. I was the one that was able to actually